If you're looking for a way out of debt, you've come to the right place. I created this video with you in mind. It's all about how to get out of debt and stay that way, being financially free from the shackles of debt. And it's already a known truth that over 60 to 70% of the world is in debt. We need to first understand debt. First things first, what is debt? Debt is when you owe someone money, and they want it back. So if you borrow $100 from your friend and promise to pay them back by Saturday, then you have $100 worth of debt, and they want their money by then. If you don't pay back your friend on Saturday, they'll ask for their money again. This is called getting deeper into debt. And if you keep borrowing more money from people, eventually it gets so bad that it's hard for people to trust that you'll repay them at all. Then lenders will stop lending to you because they don't know if they'll get paid back. That's why we say you can't get out of debt without getting out of debt. So how do I get out of my own personal debt? If you're in debt, it's time to get out of it. You already know that being in debt is bad for your credit score and your health, but did you know that staying in debt affects your brain? According to a study from the University of Michigan, people who are in debt tend to experience more depression and anxiety than those who aren't. The study also found that people who are constantly worried about their finances are more likely to experience memory loss and brain fog. This isn't surprising. Financial stress is linked to high blood pressure and stroke risk, among other things. And when you're stressed out about money, it's easy to forget things or feel like everything around you is moving too fast. You may even have trouble concentrating on tasks like reading or cooking dinner. The good news is that there are ways out of debt. If your head is swimming with questions about how much money you owe, what kind of interest rates your loans have, or whether bankruptcy might be right for you, or if you just want some help getting started on making a plan, then this video might help you. 1. List everything you owe and take full responsibility for your actions. You must be aware of your specific debt amount in order to pay it off. Make a list of every loan you have. Include your mortgage, car loan, student loan, other loans, collections-related accounts, and credit card balances. Make a note of your interest rate and monthly payment for any debts. Take note of your interest rate and the required minimum payment for your credit cards. The minimum amount you owe each month is calculated by adding your minimum credit card payment to your minimum monthly loan payment. The first step is to accept your mistakes if you've been trying to make bills disappear by throwing them trash unopened. Gather all of your loan statements, bills, and budget documents from your kitchen table, as well as anything else you can think of that has to do with money. Include. Your base payments will be your loan, credit card installments, as well as the costs of necessities like power, heat, and water. If these already vastly outweigh your net income, you will either need to drastically alter your lifestyle or declare bankruptcy. Alternatively, depending on your location, there could be other steps you can do. You must first come up with a plan. 2. Decide how much you can pay each month. Make a second list after listing your present bills that includes all of your monthly non-debt expenses, such as rent, groceries, utilities, gas for your car, mobile phone, entertainment, clothing, and so on. It's a good idea to take the average across multiple months because some of these sums can change from month to month. For instance, add up your 6 months worth of bills and divide the total by 6 to determine your average monthly power cost. Your average monthly electricity bill for the previous 6 months is that amount. You must pay the fundamental expenses on this list each month, after accounting simply for the money you have left over after paying taxes and other obligations. Compare this amount to your monthly income. Checking your credit score and looking over your credit report for errors or patterns of bad activity is the next step. The 3 credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, that provide the majority of consumer credit reports allow you to obtain your credit rating in the same way as landlords and lenders do. You may examine your credit report and credit score for free, but you can only get your report for free once a year. This is a fantastic place to start. It's important to keep in mind that not all free credit score services are truly free. Some may push you to join up for a credit monitoring program that will charge you each month if you don't cancel it. When you receive the report, verify its accuracy and pinpoint the accounts that are harming your rating. 1 or 2 late payments are all it takes for a consumer loan to go from green to red. Despite diligently paying off the loans, you can fall into the high-risk category if you consistently make late payments on all of your credit accounts. Although it may sound finicky, banks can afford to be rigid because there is a sizable population of borrowers. 3. Reduce your interest rates and seek advice from a counselor. If you have a lot of credit card debt, high interest rates can make your debt balloon quickly. It can be challenging to pay off the principal when you're paying a high interest rate. Here are some typical higher interest debt kinds and advice on how to lower each one's interest rate. Cards, credit. There are several ways to lower credit card interest rates. Request a cheaper rate from the credit card company. If you have a solid payment history with them and strong credit, they might agree to temporarily or perhaps permanently cut your rate. It costs you nothing to call your issuer and request a reduced interest rate, and it has no impact on your credit record. Meeting with a credit counselor is one smart move in the debt relief process, though it will be much more beneficial if you do it before you reach your breaking point. A credit counselor will provide you lots of useful advice and ensure that your repayment plans are going well. Additionally, they could offer assistance when you meet with your creditors, lending some authority to any negotiations you want to engage in. Having said that, be aware of credit specialists who demand excessive fees from a sizable number of clients. 4. Pay your bills on time each month. One of the finest things you can do for your credit is to make sure that all of your expenses are paid on time each month. Make the required preparations to make sure you don't forget to pay your payments. To make sure you never forget a payment, you can set up automated payments or payment reminders through your bank. A debt consolidation loan or the previously stated debt management plan may be able to aid you if you're having problems managing all of your expenses and making your payments. However, you can make your own debt management strategy without assistance from an expert. There are numerous methods for paying off debt, including spend additional funds on paying off the loan with the highest interest rate. This will eventually result in a decrease in the overall amount of your debts. 5. Be diligent moving forward. It's crucial to avoid adding any additional debt as you make an effort to pay off your existing bills. Avoid the temptation to consolidate credit card debt with a personal loan or balance transfer card unless you are very strict about not using the card once the balance is paid off, or only charge what you can afford to pay off each month. Put the extra cash you free up toward paying off more of your other bills each time you successfully repay a loan. Make the extra money work harder for you by applying it to additional debt payments in months where your income is higher than planned or your expenses are lower than anticipated. If you're struggling to get out of debt, it's time to make some changes. You have to start somewhere, so why not start with the most important step? A quick recap of all the steps listed and explained above. The first step I talked about is to stop spending money on things that aren't necessary. You might find it hard at first, but you can do it. Try cutting back on your grocery bill by making a list and sticking to it. Don't buy anything that isn't on your list. You'll save money by only buying the things you need, and you'll also save time by not having to run around the store looking for things that catch your eye. Next, try implementing a budget. A budget will help keep track of how much money comes in each month and how much goes out. It's important to be aware of how much money is coming in so that there are no surprises when bills come due. A budget will also help keep track of how much money is needed for things like groceries and gas so that there aren't any surprises there either. Finally, try contacting a credit counseling agency. These agencies specialize in helping people get out from under their debts by working with creditors on reducing interest rates or lowering payments altogether. Try your best not to be tempted in any way to go back into your debts or to get to borrow from anyone again. Follow all the points and steps in this video, and within 3 months your debt is cleared. As a result, you become back on your feet again, and you become financially fit and stable again. For more tips like this, you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.